That's where I started my aviation life with airplanes. My first airplane was a Hawk airplane, which is it's military airplane.
When was the turning point of helping people with their business and telling them how to run a business, and how did you start that?
If you have a struggling business, probably it's not the business struggling, it's the business owner who is struggling.
What's your advice for young entrepreneurs that are just starting out?
The market is impacting very high, so you need to dance with the economy. You need to be flexible more if you want to be in the market. However, no risk, no fun.
Can you tell us a little bit about your wealth algorithms booklet that you have?
Sometimes I would know the person who's saying things theoretically, and a person who would say things that's from experience.
And if you can go back in time and change something in your life, what would it be? Thank you very much for joining. Today we'll be talking with an entrepreneur, straight up entrepreneur. He spent most of his life helping people with business, and he has a very good CV. I've looked through it, and he's going to share with us his journey to success and his journey to the summit as well. So, Dr. Mohammad, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for inviting me for this meeting. It's my pleasure, actually, and I'm really honored to be with you today.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. So, as usual, we just want to start with the past. Just talk with us with your, just tell us your journey and how you started. And
okay, I can tell you who's Mohammed and how I started my career, or how did I finish my school. Actually, I finished my school, if I say in 1988, I finished my aeronautical engineering from Oxford. That was my ambition, or was that what I was thinking, that I'm going to be an aeronautical engineer. A man who fixing airplanes. That's the most definition that I know. A man who's repairing airplanes or fixing airplanes. Aeronautical engineering, to have an engineering license in aviation, it's really a journey in 80s, because in those days we had no technology, no social media, no internet. So we counted on ourselves on how to get the information in the class, the school, and to understand what we are doing actually. I finished in 1988 more in electrical instrument licensing in airplanes from UK, authorized by Civil Aviation Authority in UK. That's where I started my aviation life with airplanes. My first airplane was a Hawk airplane, which is it's military airplane. It's English-made airplane. Then eventually I jumped quickly to Skyhawk, which is a U.S. Navy airplane. I enjoyed it because of the mixture of working in naval aviation. That mixture it's amazing. It's built let's say, it's the way that I would see things differently now. I can mix things. That's where I think the innovation started with me, because what's naval is supposed to be naval. What's aviation is supposed to be aviation. What's in the space is the space. What's the land on the land. But working with naval aviation, that's mean I could fly airplane on the sea, on the ship. It's from ship deck, not from land-based runway. Then because of the invasion on Kuwait in 1990s, I think we had a good jump. After liberation, I was a POW for 8 months. So after that, I went back in...
What is a POW?
Prisoners of war.
Oh, prisoner
of war. Yeah, for 8 months in Iraq. Yeah, then when Red Cross got me out of Iraq, March 27, 1991. In August 1991, I was in Texas. I went back again to the state to continue my school. That was the pivot point for me to start again in more modern airplanes, which is the F-18s. It's a different technology. It's not mechanical technology. It's more electronics technology. So that's where the difference actually.
To tell us about the prison time that you told us about. What was the first day? And
I was on vacation in Kuwait. I enjoyed my holiday. It was summer holiday. It happened Thursday. I had to jump in Thursday morning. Actually, I went straight ahead to the base, Jabber base. I stayed there. My task was to prepare airplanes. I work on the flight line. I am a maintenance controller, so my job is to prepare airplanes, prepare them to mean the airplanes ready to fly, which has the munitions, guns, missiles, bombs, and ready to fly for the mission. Then we had orders of taking off early morning, next day, Friday, flying to Saudi Arabia. That's where I succeeded actually to get at least my airplane. We had 18, I think, or 19 airplanes, took off from the base and went to Saudi Arabia. That's where my task ended, but I couldn't leave the base that day. So I ended up in second day or third day in Iraq. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And that's actually what, that's actually what a hero does, is, defend his country, basically, which is a good thing. And I just want to add, after you finished in 1991.
After liberation, Kuwait liberated February 26.
Yeah,
I get out of the prison in March 27. So after 1 month of Kuwait liberation.
And why did you choose Texas?
Texas is the beginning where everybody would start working in the Air Force. So they would start like technical English and more of the. It's a Lackland Air Base. Lackland Air Base is more. They would accept more second language or people who has second non-American, non-US,
non-native.
So those people would be more in English. Then the second level is technical English. Technical English is not like an engineering English. No, it's more an aviation English. Aviation English, that would help me to start my job in Lemoore, California, where I had like 3 months in Texas. Then I went to Fresno or Lemoore, California, for 7 months, also working with the U.S. Navy. It's land base, naval base. It's not on the ship. It's more land base in California. That's where I studied my electronics, electronic warfare, and that's where I had my honors over there. Mm-hmm. I was an honor student in that time, but there was no social media. That's to reflect that. Now you would see everyone like when the graduation and the social media, but 1992 we had no social media.
Yeah, nobody knew about anything.
Nobody knew about it.
Okay. So you said you went to Texas. You stayed there for how many years?
No, it's a few months. Then I continued like 7 months in California. Okay. Working with the U.S. Navy on the F-18 itself to be type rated. To be as a maintainer in the F-18s, you have to have your own that special training to be in a maintenance. However, because of in that day I was a captain, so I was like a control officer. I'm not a mechanic. I'm an engineering officer more, it's a leadership. Although I need to know more in technical side, so I could certify airplane to be as flyable airplane or not. I signed for airplanes to be clear for flight or not. I need to know that. However, in my position, I was a maintenance officer who ran the fleet, who control the manpower, control the materials, which is spare parts, the phase inspections, everything everything in the squadron I would be responsible on.
And after your mission in California, you came back?
I came back to work in the squadron, real squadron. Real Kuwait squadron, 40 airplanes. My fleet was 40 airplanes. So that's where I was running. I started from electrical shop, then maintenance control, till I was going back and forth state until 2000. That's where I'm in flight line. I was taking those airplanes over my shoulder, and was doing. I would go to deployment. I choose like 3 to 4 airplanes sometimes. We go for deployment by ourselves. We do trainings. It was real mission flight line with an F-18 squadron. That's what I used to do until 2000. 2000, I was assigned to be a Chief 18 Project Office in Washington, D.C. for 3 years continuous until 2003.
What does being a chief means? What is
chief?
Your role?
I'm responsible for the whole project with U.S. government and the SCA, Defense Security Cooperation Agency. That's where that agency is responsible for most of the foreign military sales around the world for U.S. government. My job is to be as a coordinator or facilitator between Kuwait government and U.S. government, monitoring the contract, financial issues, technical issues, management, and more in industry as manufacturing. So I monitor so many states in my office with my team on how to monitor the F-18 technology, modifications, upgrading, software changes, hardware changes, most of them, or let's say all of them. Yeah, though I don't make financial decisions. However, yeah, I would do my recommendation according to what I see in the foreign military sales community. I share that community with Australian, Malaysian, Canadian, Spain, Switzerland. They fly the same airplane. So I take advantage of their strategies of how they are running their airplanes, how they maintain them, how they are upgrading the airplanes. So I took advantage of that to enhance my knowledge on how that airplane could be at the level of latest and greatest status all the time.
And you said you worked there
for 3 years. Yes, I returned back. Yes, until 2003.
And that's where you did you change your
no, actually I returned back to Kuwait.
Yeah,
actually then I expanded my position, not just working for naval aviation or air force for naval airplanes. No, then I promoted to work for the 3 platforms: Navy, Army, and Air Force. Which is now I'm not anymore an engineer. I'm working as a contracting officer, foreign military sales officer. That's as the officer who's monitor and track contracting process between 2 governments. So I started like 2003 to 2008 as a facilitator between the 2 governments, monitoring the contract, manpower, maintenance, training, consultation, most of that. When it's written as letter of understanding or letter of acceptance or letter of request from U.S. government, it's my task to review that contract and return back to the end user and try to let them understand. It's not the language. It's not Arabic, English language of knowing what's in the contract. It's more of understanding the contract itself. Knowing the contract, that's mean you know what are you buying. Sometimes you are making acquisition for something, and you are happy for making that acquisition, but you don't understand what's behind it. That's my job. I would let you understand what's behind that acquisition you are buying. what kind of technology, the life of technology, what's coming in the future, what cost of training, what cost of maintenance, what cost of upgrading. I would review who's using this technology. For example, any major defense equipment, Army, Navy, or Air Force. But I would review the technical side, and I would help you to make a decision. Because usually I don't take the financial decisions. The financial decision is the last thing that would people do. But when you sign a contract for anything, not just for government to government contract, even small SMEs for a small project, when you make the financial decision and you make the payment, that's it. The contract is on. It's on. Now time for the other side to deliver. If you cannot deliver because of you didn't read the contract very well, that's where the trap. My job is to find out if there is no trap in the contract.
Before it starts.
Before it starts.
Yeah.
Yes, before the start.
Yeah, because I worked in like contracts, and I know that it's very hard to catch like small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They trained me well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's very tricky, to be honest.
Very tricky.
So far, it's contracts, and I'm assuming that making contracts and working with contracts made you love business in some way.
That's right. Knowing how is the manufacturers working, how is the people who return or replacing items, the logistics side. I loved it because it was very complex to know how to get items, spare parts, which spare part could be repairable or consumable. Some of the items consumable, you have to consume a lot. Then you have to order those, and lead time. That means you need to order them ahead, like 6 to 1 year ahead of the schedule. So you keep the logistic pipeline as working as well without any stoppage or any breakage. For I love what's the repairable items, and the best thing that I learned is the leakage. Usually, when you do a contracting with a country or manufacturer, you think you are getting the latest technology of what you are getting for a certain objective you have. However, that contract, you wouldn't know that there's some kind of leakage or wastage, what do you call it, a financial wastage or financial leakage, usually comes from the extra amount of manpower, extra amount of maintenance, extra amount. The line items you would read, you would verify with the people, with the end user. Do you need this technology? Do you need this quantity or amount of people? Do you need this kind of repairing process? Do you need this kind of practicing? Because when you do your own configuration for what you are looking for in these items, the major defense equipment or any equipment you are procuring, there is a conception by the year, like your car. When you buy it, like the year 1, it's fine, but year 2, year 3, you will feel there is some things coming up. Mm-hmm. So the expenses on maintenance increasing. Is that what you're expecting? When you buy it in 10,000 KD, you think, yes, I spent 10,000 KD in my car. However, every year you are paying a certain amount of money on maintenance. After 2-3 years, if you measure the total amount of your expenditure, you'll find out, no, you spent like 15,000. It's not 10,000. So that's my job. It's to know the total amount of expenditure expected on your procurement.
And you said you worked there for I think 3 years or
2003. Yeah.
Okay.
And then returned back to Kuwait 2003 until 2008. I found out that I should retire.
Oh, okay. And
that's the point where I left my career, actually.
How was the first day of retiring? I know a lot of people struggle with suddenly.
It was scary, because I was an engineer, full colonel, Air Force, who's running a fleet, and then I was running a high amount budget of dollars. It's a billions. That's what I was running, and I was monitoring with different government and running contracts. It's when you go to retirement life, all of that is boom. Kabush.
Disappears.
Disappears.
Yeah.
Nothing. That's mean you will return back to the civil community, and because I was very dedicated, and I was my discipline is very high in my work, and following up and tracking, training, mentoring other officers, trying to build up my team, and the mistakes is very critical in my field. So I was alerted all the time. In retirement life, there is no alert, no triggers at all. So it was like it's dropping. It's like
the lowest point.
Lowest point. Because, like, I find out after 2 to 3 months in retirement, I found out that I know nothing about the community, civil community, because it's not mean I don't care about it, but it was not my interest. It was not my interest to know what's going on in the community. I was full-time officer working a flight line, watching my squadron and my airplanes flying and coming back safely. That was my concern. My concern was is pilots when you fly and they're coming back safely. My ammunition, my airplanes, the status full mission capable airplanes. It's at the highest.
When you retired and you were at your lowest point, what did you decide to?
I wasted a whole year
doing nothing.
No, not doing nothing. I was searching for, but I don't know how to search or how to push my questions. The trick wasn't the questions, because when I was retired, I had I had my salary. However, I don't know what to do, where to go, where's the start point, what am I supposed to do? Is that the end, or there is something else? That's where it took me 1 year. I bought a license, trading license. I had my office, a desk with a computer, a laptop, desk, laptop, and very small office. I didn't sell anything the whole year. Actually, I had my license as general trading, but I don't know what's general trading. What am I going to sell? Why I had trading license? Probably because in 1992, 93, I had a share with my brother and my cousin having a small watch shop, but it was not. It's not was coming from I want to do trading. It was okay. You have your shop. Let me sit with you. Let me be with you. Let me do marketing with you. But it was not intention of making a real business. So in 2009. I was thinking of making a real business, but I don't know how. What's my products? What's my services? Who I am? How I'm going to do the marketing? How would I establish my business? It was zero knowledge. I had zero knowledge, knowing nothing. Thank God, I decided to restart my training. I had my HR training. BNB, project management professionals, some of the soft skills training with the certificates that helped me to just penetrate the community, to know who in the market, what they are doing, where's the best services I could provide. I wasn't believing products that time, because having a shop and having products to sell, it was not my intention. My intention was that I have certain knowledge, certain power, certain thing I could help people or serve people, but I don't know how. Thank God when I had my project management training, yes, I knew it. I said, yes, that's what I was supposed to have. Then I understood, yes, I need to establish my project management professional in certain way, certain process, certain frame. That was the trigger point for me to start my business consultation and training. It wasn't that effective or good, but I had acceptance from Coventry University the other day for the MBA. I decided to return back to university.
To do your MBA.
To do my MBA. My MBA was in aviation management. So it was not just MBA. It's MBA in aviation management. I studied like 2010 to 2012 doing my MBA in aviation management with Emirate University. Emirate University used to be an Emirate Aviation College. Now it's an Emirate Aviation University. They helped me to understand more in the aviation side because my previous or first license I had in aeronautical engineering from UK, it was more of commercial airplanes. So my MBA in aviation management helped me on how to understand airlines business, airport business, airport strategies, airline strategies. So more of my knowledge and like they refreshed my understanding in the commercial side. That's where the beauty I would know more. I'm really well experienced in military aviation, but also I have my academic in commercial aviation. That's where the beauty I had, that kind of mixture would help me a lot. That's where I had the offer from Boeing to start again with them. I had 3 or 4 years contract with Boeing in Kuwait.
On the commercial side?
It's more the contractual marketing side. That's where I would help them. It's Boeing. It's not just 777 Boeing airplanes. It's also F-18s, C-17s, Apaches. So also those airplanes, it's belong to Boeing, but that's the military side of them. They have 2 sectors: commercial sector, aviation commercial sector, and military aviation sector. I could work in both sides. I have no issue. As long as you task me, you let me know what do you want. I know my way because my experience with the governments on how to be facilitator, how to work on the contracts. It's exactly the same concept. However, in the military aviation side, it's more I would care of the readiness. So I would read the contract in a way that would help you to configure the contract a way that would help you you get what you need from the contract. That's more of my task. I end up with that contract from Boeing. I had other different contracts from different countries. You need to know when you sell a technology like an iPhone, when you sell an iPhone, you are not selling an iPhone for people to use. You are selling a technology. That's where you are embracing, like we are convincing people to use my phone that I am manufacturing, not just to make you happy. I'm doing something, some kind of technology that would help you and ease your life. So that's mostly of my task when I start selling or marketing for governments. You are not marketing for small business people. That would change your language and your abbreviation, the way you are approaching the people in your negotiation.
So far you're talking about contracts and your work in the military, and but when was the turning point of like helping people with their business and telling them how to run a business, and how did you start that?
I thought because of my career is finished, I'm retired. So I thought I would return from after the MBA. I would do like lecturing or being a lecturer or be an instructor in certain university or anywhere or an institute. I love educational organizations. It's easy for me, and I could learn more from the students. I'm not just lecturing, I'm also learning from the students, because the new generation, I learned a lot from them rather than learning from me. Because let's say from 2015, 2016, where the social media started to be everywhere, the knowledge was everywhere. So they don't need Muhammad for a knowledge, rather than explaining the experience, how to shortcut the process in a safest way. All of a sudden, I found out something called business designing, where it's a training on design thinking. I really loved it, because I was more solid in my professional project management, doing things exactly as it's written, following the book, by the words, risk management, time management, people management or human resources, financial management, contract management, stakeholders management. I was doing those, what we call in strictly, by the book. When I found out the design thinking and business designing, it's more to the business psychology. I should admit that people, human, have some kind of feeling. Mm-hmm. So when you are talking with the people and trying to convince them, they are not machines, they are not robots. So you have to convince them. You need to know who's in front of you, look to their needs, so that you can help them. That's where I loved business designing. The business designing pivot point for me to fix the business from the business owner standpoint. Like, if you have a struggling business, probably it's not the business struggling, it's the business owner who is struggling. So that's where I would start. I would start with the business owner. I should know his background, where is he struggling, what's his understanding, why he's struggling. Even if he say, "Oh, I don't have clients. My marketing is not good. It's not making the achievement or result I'm looking for." I would come back again on him. I would try to understand how he's, what's his mentality on the market, what he's knowing, what he's trying to do. How is he a shy person or aggressive person? Sometimes your personality, things you do, things you are believe on, that's would direct your business to. That's what I found out. So I succeeded with so many people by just changing or mind shift the business owner, not the business itself.
And that's where you opened your own consulting.
Yes.
It was around 2010.
It was 2013. However, 2016 was effective.
Do you remember your first client and how you tried to help and like doing this work for the first time and how it was?
2016-15, I was doing mostly free of charge training and free of charge consultation, just to test myself. Actually, I was not confident of pushing people to the right place and the right directions and the right time and the right values. Usually, and when I started, I would say, I'm Mohammad AlJeemaz, who had this type of studies, this type of training. I was carrying my profile all the time, talking about myself. And now, after business designing, I found out I should not talk about myself. I should care of the people who's coming to me, because the matter is not about me, it's about them. They don't care of what kind of type certificate you had. What they care is, how are you going to help me? How are you gonna deliver the things that I'm looking for? And then I changed my focus. I had my coaching class, training certifications with ICF, International Coaching Federation. I had so much training in the psychological business behaviors and in a way techniques of more to be more persuasive, more capable of negotiating, more capable of using certain abbreviations that contain a message of convincing people without impacting their culture, their background, their religion. I had so many things I have to monitor, and I practice all the time just to deliver a message for the people in front of me without exposing myself whose I am. I need to get those people to a certain point they want to reach. Without knowing the obstacles, sometimes you're dealing with the people not in your trade, like not your type. Like for example, you are dealing with a business, people has a business in oil sector, in fashion, car tradings, in foods. You would never find a person who has all kind of specialties who would run everything. But with my consultation, business designing, and coaching practices allowed me to be in all those types of businesses I could manage, I could run. It's not the type, it's not the specialties, it's the way of how you are leading the team, the business, on making them moving forward without any struggles, without misunderstanding, without you're trying to push them forward on getting their targets, and try to find out small teeny tiny things that they were usually missing because of the chaos of the market, of the products, of the technology changes, all kind of things. That was my task. This is what I loved about business or managing business, that I could notice things very easily.
And as you said, the psychology behind
yes.
The whole business is actually very important, because when you look at people and different personalities, you're going to notice that they're doing something, as you said,
yes,
maybe in their house, or maybe they're in like big debts or something. So you have to fix the person and his personality.
You need to fix the person himself before you fix the business. Most of the business they are failing is not because of the business itself. It's most of the people or the business owners. They misunderstanding how to run the business, or they are trying to doing a shortcut win and getting a high amount of money or income from nowhere. I don't know, but yes, it's the business owner themselves, the mentality or mindset of business people.
Yeah, do you think there always has to be like hard work and smart work involved? Because as you said, like fast earnings is not a thing actually. Or
some people, they are smart actually. They are like from their families. They are well trained. They are raised like this. They are they are a market people without being trained. All of a sudden, when they are in the market, they are giants.
Yeah.
Some of the people, they have their own certificates. They have their PhDs in marketing, business, everything, but they cannot sell anything. They cannot open an office or a shop. They cannot face people. They cannot sell anything. They are good in lecturing business. They are good in lecturing marketing, but they cannot do anything. That's where sometimes I would know the person who's saying things theoretically, and a person who would say things that's from experience. That's where I would love my consultation or coaching business. I would involve my experience, my failing actually, where I failed in so many things, and letting people knowing, look, sir, I failed in this point due to 1, 2, 3, 4. So at least they would know. I would set up some kind of challenges that I had. If they passed those challenges, then I would feel comfortable, because they are capable now more than I used to be. So it's kind of, I would tell the people I do consultation with them, excuse me, sir, I would put some kind of obstacles. We would speak about things that probably, if you would call it a risk management or whatever, however, it's obstacles. It's not to push you back. However, I'm testing your ability and if you are willing to continue or not. It's very important for me, because some people, when with the first fall, they would cut off the business.
Yeah, they will stop.
They will stop. They will stop. Then they will go. I mean, my fear is when they go to high depression and a situation that's where they would do no business at all.
Mm-hmm. And on the other side, especially the cryptocurrency people, I did some crypto like 3 years ago, and I quit because it's not. You heard the term FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yes.
It's. I was always anxious and always fearing that I'm.
It's nice that you tried it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want. I hate someone if they making a judgment on things they don't try.
Exactly.
I prefer that if you fail or you lose like $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 in crypto, but you would know where did you fail, how you failed it, and you take your lesson learned from that. Then you will make your judgment rather than just taking a judgment from the media. Yeah, I tried it crypto. I failed in cryptos. But I know exactly if I go in cryptos, how to go in and when or the way. But I would not go in because for me, it's not a real money. It's a technology. There is a people selling and buying that kind of technology. Like, have you seen one day they were selling like photos?
Yeah, I think it's the NF something.
NF.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, I forgot the term,
Yes.
but yeah.
So sometimes people buying and selling things. Like, have you wondered how come one guy who would put a banana and stick on the wall and sell it for kind of 8 million or 50 million?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a real product. However, there is someone's buying that product. Crypto is something like that for me. It's always scaring me. The high frequency of going up and down, just within a second, you are always alerted because you're waiting for kind of announcement that would move the amount or high escalation or high frequencies up and down. That's too dangerous, especially for the people they are using their own real money. Unless you have $1 million of dollars and you have certain amount of money that you could sacrifice, yeah, you can go in. Otherwise, the market is full of things you can trade on. I mean, there's so many type of stocks you could use, even in your real money, without you going through that high frequency movement of the trading.
So going back to people and advice that you give them, do you ever feel like scared to give advice for some people? Maybe
Yes.
Do you have that feeling?
Advisory ethics, or there is an ethics actually. You need to follow up and be strict on it. Going through political or religious discussion, it's a no-no. Sexual discussion is no-no. However, the issue is every time you go with a business owner in discussing how he's struggling in his business, you would get kind of those bad feeling of loss, it's a negative feeling. Some of the people has very high amount of negative feeling that you need to carry from them, so they would relieve and try to think very well. That's where I would feel I should decide, should I continue with this person or not? Some of the people will drag you in a way that you to get more emotional. You should not. No emotions, because you don't want to be biased for a person. Sometimes people, or sometimes the business owners, when they complain about their business, it's not always right. It's not always they are complaining or giving you the right issue. When they say I had a bad marketing, does not mean a bad marketing. You need to investigate what he's practicing, what he's doing, and how he is looking for the marketing, what he knows about the marketing, what the team of assigning. If he's saying it could be the pricing, it could be a bad product, could be a bad timing, could be, there's so many reasons. Never believe what's the client saying before investigating. You should not make a judgment. Where is you are missing the judgment is when you're involving the emotions, when you feel you have kind of sympathy to this guy. Oh my God, he's losing the business. He's leaving the market. He's oh my God, what about his kids, his wife? This kind of sympathy is it would cause you to mislead yourself, mislead the client. You would give a wrong judgment. You would give a wrong advice.
Tell us about like the hardest case you worked on with one of your clients, like the hardest case, and how you helped him or her to overcome the
hardest case. That's I had a contract with the client, has 2 months. It's a beginning. I told him I would stay with him for 2 months to fix the. He's losing clients. When I checked the selling revenues, I found out yes, he's losing client because the sales is getting down and down and down. So there is an item. There's some kind of manufacturing and a team working. They are not in harmony. Leadership, the business owner, he's confused. He's trying to focus on sales, and the other side, he's trying to focus on managing the team and the product. Most of the people getting in the market because they love kind of product. They know how to do the product, how to redesign the product, but how to deal with the people, it's totally hard for them. How to market, it's very hard for them. How to make a pricing is really hard for them. That's where most of the people go into the market like the innovators. They love their invention. They love their patent. When they go to the market, there is so many obstacles. So what I told them, look, I found out there's so many points. You have a weak point in pricing and selling and getting the clients in your shop, and how to manage the task for your team, which is the what they call it, the customer journey inside your business. How they get your product, how do they know you, how do they find you, how to know your product, how to know your services, how to get pleased with your pricing. Then they are happy with your services. This kind of circle and the circulation need to be redesigned. He said, oh my God, I know how to do my products. I don't know how to redesign what you are saying. It's totally different language. So I had to take over the business. I had to take over the management. I told him, look, I would be the manager and just watch me. It was hard. I took the authority. He assigned me the authority to say, to change the team, to change regulations, the circulations, meet new peoples, get rid of some peoples, and to restart the business. That was very hard. Usually I don't get involved in making or running business for other people. Usually I will tell you what to do, because my target as a consultant or advisor to make you a better person, not to run your business. But if your ability is not that much in running business, yeah, I could voluntarily doing a business for you. However, when you take it back, you need to run it very well. Otherwise, you will lose it. You wouldn't find me. Like I have other 2 businesses where I used to be an advisor consultant. Now I'm a mentor for those businesses. From 2019, Aviation Academy. That's where we do training for pilots. We take the pilots in Kuwait. We do classes in Kuwait, doing the private licensing for them, ground school. Then they would fly in a certain college in Europe. They continue their licensing for their commercial licensing or TBL. The business owner used to be a normal guy. Now he extraordinary. I mean, he's marvelous. He's a giant in his field right now. Like, what is it? 4 years, 5 years from 2019. Mm-hmm. He's marvelous because he's willing to do. He was willing to be a different person. He changed himself. He changed the approach. He changed so many things. Now he's totally different person. That's the experience, the experience that I love and I am proud of, actually.
What techniques do you use when you evaluate like a potential investment? When people are trying to do, some sort of investments or anything, what type of approach do you use with them?
I approach if they are new business owners or new business ideas. I would evaluate the ideas before you spend $1 on it. That's my main task, to speak with you on your ideas. It's just if it's a real idea, or if it's opportunity, or it's nothing. It's just an idea you came up with and you liked it and I loved it. It could be a patent, but it would never be commercialized. I am a judge, or I am a guy who do a judgment for inventors on their patents. But there are so many inventions you cannot commercialize. Yeah, they are good and technically they are good, but they cannot be priced, they cannot be marketed, you would not invest in this type of invention. So I would go in the idea. Are you willing to take the ideas up to be having your patent, or you have that idea because you love the ideas, or you want to go in that idea to the market? That's where I would help, but I need to know your intention on that idea. Are you willing to be an entrepreneur who's taking care of that idea to make it a business, or just you would love to have that experience because one day you would say, yeah, I had that idea and I've been in the market, but just for history, and then you speak now about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I heard many stories about people failing because they think that just because they love something, they think they can make money out of it. And that's false.
Yes,
yeah.
Falling in love in your business is very dangerous. Very dangerous. And that's where I came up with, let me evaluate your idea before you go to business, before you spend $1 on it. Come to me, let us speak about your ideas. I help so many people actually when they like doing their applications, new applications business. I had someone coming to me and he already spent thousands of dinars on applications, and then would come to me, hi, Mr. AlJeemaz, I would like to introduce my application to the market. Like, you're putting me in a bad position because I would discuss your application, who you are targeting, how much you spend on it, what's your objective, what do you want to do. Then, like, I am integration you. I don't want. It's not interrogation. It's not. I'm trying to understand more so I could take you forward. I got stuck because they already spent the money. If I say it's not feasible, that's mean I am not helping them at all, which is eventually could be not feasible. It's very bad point for me. I don't like it. I like when you come to me, you have a new idea that I can discuss with you. Then I could redesign the idea. It would fit to your ability, financial ability, your mindset, your behavior, your character, your everything that you are telling me about. then I could help you on how to move forward slowly or gradually until you reach the point you are looking for.
As you said, it's hard when people already,
already got
jump
there.
into
Yeah,
it.
they got the application, they got the shop, they got the people,
Yeah.
they already got the contract for like getting parts and items in the market. So that's you are in the middle of business that's going to be launched soon. So helping people in this point is very hard.
What do you suggest if people, for example, they don't have money or anything and they want to start something? I remember from the episode with my professor, he said, never risk your own savings. Always keep that saved and try to find like business partners to.
No, it's not about saving. If it's going back to the financial issues, going to a business or like expanding or trying to introduce new products or new services, or you want to move to a different area out, you want to change the technology, there is some kind of expensing or expenditure you want to budget for that business. I would make sure, I want to check one thing, that your personal financial life is stable or not. That's my concern usually. I would check your financial status. Are you balanced with your salary and your income and with your family? Are you stable? Are you balanced? You feel that you are okay? Because if you are struggling and you have so many debts and there is so many issues with the banks in your personal life, you should not jump into the market to save your life. You need to fix your life first, the financial issues, then you jump to the market. So when you are financially balanced, personally, with your family and your life, then you would move to the what you are saving to invest with. It's like organizing yourself, stage 1, saving, stage 2, stage 3 is investing. You cannot invest if you are not saving. You cannot save if you are not balanced. So you have to balance yourself first. Balance your personal financial life, your family, yourself, what kind of life you have. Then you jump into the saving. Then after that you jump to the investment. You cannot do the investment first thing without you being balanced. You cannot do that. It's too dangerous. That's what most people doing.
Yeah, but a lot of people struggle with like their salary. It's not enough. They say that the salary is not enough.
If you are struggling with your salaries, how would you manage your business? You are not well organized in your salary and your personal financial life. That means it would be reflected on your business, because eventually you will sacrifice things in your business to cover mistakes you're doing or some kind of bad practices you're doing in your personal life. So never go to business to save your personal financial life. Fix your financial personal life. If you are struggling, you are not qualified to open a business. That's an idea. It could be right or could be wrong, but that's my advice. You need to fix your personal life before you take in your personal issues, personal struggling to your business.
Can you tell us a little bit about your wealth algorithms booklet that you have? Just a sneak peek, or
it's a book I wrote in early 2024, last year. There's so many people that speak about wealth, and there's so many people trying to get people from debt-free or financial freedom, and in so many different ways. However, they don't help people on financial awareness. I found out with my financial advisor, with the people, I was trying to help them to be a debt-free, which is they get rid of what's all money they are the bank's looking for. I found out they are still in the same circle. When they finish, they go for a loan again. When I did the wealth algorithm, I meant to merge the technology as algorithm and the wealth. Wealth is a nice word, but it would scaling up your objective rather than, oh, I have a debt, I need to clear myself. No. I need you to think of how to get wealthy. So just to raise up your objective, it would change your mindset. You would think differently now. The objective is it would become more better and higher, and you raise the bars higher level. I succeeded in people when they think that I'm trying to help them in their financial life. No, I'm helping people on fixing their financial mindset. Money is it's very hard thing to deal with. It's a tool. However, we misuse that tool. Usually, most of us, we deal with the money in emotional side. You need to control it. You need to control your emotions. You need to budget that money before it comes. You need to order the money. You need to speak to money, saying, "Hey, money, my 1,000 KD is coming to me. I want you 100 KD going to my whatever I need to spend on." My 200 for apartment, 150 for helper. You need to budget your income exactly. You need to know your expenditure exactly. That's it's frustrating to keep practicing that. It's not a good practice for everyone. I think nobody's doing that. Yeah. More technology is helping us. If you get used to it, if you know where to spend your money, and you know where's the fixed expenditure and the variable expenses, you would know the variable expenses is that's what you are using during the month, because the fixed expenses is taken usually by the bank or by the house owner or the car loan. Those taking their money in advance with the time that's salary is coming in. But the variable expenses, that's where you are changing entertainment line amount. Sometimes you're taking from where is the grocery amount, and you keep moving amount from here and there. Usually on daily basis, you check how much I have, how much I spend, and you'd never stay on the same amount. You would say, okay, tomorrow I will spend 50 KD, then you end up spending 90 KD, because it's never been stable. That's what I meant in my book. I was trying to help people in their mind shift on how to deal with the money, how to deal with the money as money in a way that we could controlling the money rather than the money controlling us.
How do you see like entrepreneurship in general inside Kuwait compared with like other GCC countries or the whole region? Do you see any trends?
Yeah, actually, well, look, entrepreneurs in Kuwait, they are tough. They are really tough. Although entrepreneurship environment is not helping a lot. We had so many struggles in regulations and bureaucracy. However, the entrepreneurs I call them heroes. They are, because most of the times they are failing because of the regulations, or the regulations changes most of the times very quickly and unexpected. However, the entrepreneurs in Kuwait, most of them are not flexible. They need to be more flexible. Like Now, for example, in 2025, my saying is you need to dance with the economy. The impact on international economy is really hard, fluctuating very high, frequency is very high, up and down. The political changes and war effect is very high. The market is impacting very high. So you need to dance with the economy. You need to be flexible more if you want to be in the market. However, no risk, no fun.
Yeah.
Like people, most of the entrepreneurs, they would say, I want to be in the market, but I would go in a safe mode. I mean, like, I want to go in the market, but in the lower risk. Like, show me how to do my risk management. I said, you don't need to. You don't need to do the risk management. Without risk, there's no fun. You have to risk a bit. So you get scared a bit, then you will be happy then later on when you win. But going in the same mood and low risks with low income, yeah, it's fine, it's fine, but it's not. It's not an entrepreneurship.
I think people use the term calculated risk. Like they know the risks, but they try as much as they can to not to minimize them, but to calculate, to know what they're expecting. And do you recommend that?
Theoretically, I mean, in theory, yeah, you would say there is a calculated risk. In real life and in the market, there is no calculated risk. Yeah, you put some kind of assumption. However, you would never know when the market do the spike up or down. Then it's a matter of few days. If you don't do any reaction, then you lose the market. You lose your money, and that's what happened for the people who are doing the trading. However, the people who have, like what's happened in Corona, when they do the shutdown for all the retails, people get stuck what to do. I mean, they were confused. If you are not flexible, if you are not willing to jump from level to level, going from a real shop to online shop to any other means, that's mean you need to change your mentality. You need to change the way you are thinking. Otherwise you won't be able to sustain the market.
What's your advice for young entrepreneurs that are just starting out?
Don't jump to the market very quickly. Don't jump. There is so many things in the market. There is so many opportunities. People say the market is not good. It's not. There is no profit. No, there is a profit. There is good opportunities. There's always opportunities. There's always a profit. Always a profit. But how to get your own profit? How to know which is yours? You need to be a bit patient. You need to know where to jump in. You need to know which business is fitting you. It's not just you are copying someone else's business. If you want to copy someone else's business, you need to be smart. Yeah, copy it, but customize it up to your ability so that you can succeed. Otherwise, you are copying people or copying business from other people. You'll end up not knowing where's the achievement or how did you succeed or not. Because if you succeed in that business, you would never know why you are succeeding. If you are failing, you would never know how to recover. That's where I would advise the new entrepreneurs.
And if you can go back in time and change something in your life, what would it be? I'm assuming maybe you'll start business earlier in life. Maybe. I was in the market in 1992, 93. But I don't know that I was in the market. Okay.
I was, I was selling watches in a shop in Kuwait City, or Hawali actually, precisely. And I was selling watches. And it was very nice. And then later we opened a workshop to fix watches. I do sometimes fixing. I change batteries. But I didn't think it's a business. I was doing it just spending time, probably.
Having fun. Okay.
Yeah, probably being with my brother and my cousins, probably. But I didn't see the money as a profit and losses until I lost the whole business. Yeah, if I return back the time, I would do it in better way. I would compete in the market. Then I would think of competition, how to penetrate the market, and ranked myself very well. Probably for the new generation or new entrepreneurs, when they join the market, they think they are well, but when I ask them about what's your rank in the market, they would never know. They would never know what's their rank in the market. That's the key things, the secret that you would know, because they don't know who they are competing with. So you need to know your rank. You need to know what your level in the market. You need your what's your, I mean, not just a sector, how much you are gaining from the market or how much you are losing from the market, so you would move forward very well.
Okay. And one last thing, how can people reach you, whether it's inside Kuwait or outside, if they want consultation or they want a session with you? Where should they go?
For people who's outside of Kuwait, they reach me actually through my website or from the platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube's, TikTok. My YouTube's, usually I post my videos. I enjoy posting YouTube's because I love the comments. I love the interaction way. It's more professional. LinkedIn is good. However, LinkedIn is more specific for aviation life or more in the entrepreneurship or investment things that I keep exchange information with the other people. I had some clients from LinkedIn. However, Instagram, most of the people I get as clients from Instagram, it's the highest. Then YouTube, then LinkedIn. TikTok is more fun. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I don't put much effort in TikToks. I don't have Snap.
Okay.
I don't have Snap. Yeah. So yeah, you can reach me online. Usually, most of the people outside of Kuwait have online consultation sessions through Zooms or any other means. Inside Kuwait, I have my office in Kuwait City. I could have session with people. However, I love people who's invite me to their shops, to their locations, so I could understand more. As a consultant, if you go to the client location, client shop, client office, you won't understand how he is explaining the business struggling there, because you would see the environment very well, rather than just calling people in your office, speaking with them, trying to give some kind of sympathy of how they are suffering. Then you will give solutions, which is I don't prefer. I change my practice to go to the other people businesses, so I would understand more in their business rather than just coming to my office and having a chit chat.
Nice. Okay, thank you very much for joining. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And for the viewers, we're a little bit slow on the episodes, but I promise that I'm doing my best. It's just dealing with like guests and making all the appointments and everything. It's not an excuse, I promise, but I'm trying my best to do the rest of the episodes as fast as I can. So yeah, stay tuned. As always, if you need anything, just let me know, and I'll always hear from you guys. Thank you very much.